told you I'd be back. Well, now I am. Back!
Well, we're waiting.
Hello and welcome back to ChunkClogger, my chunk-locked, collection-log-locked Iron Man. In the previous episode, we were able to unlock 3 new chunks, it being the Draenor Village South, the Wizard's Tower, and the Champions Guild chunk. Some really good unlocks there. But the most important one we got there was the Draenor Village chunk, which helped us get access to more events and helped us progress forestry much faster. So I have made a lovely new graphic here, which has got all the possible collection logs we can get in our current chunks.
Dude, you've been working non-stop. It doesn't have to be built in a day.
So as you can see, in forestry we can get the lumberjack boots, the blueprint, the log brace, and from the events you can get the fox whistle and the petal garland. In random events, the ones we've got left are the camo hood, all 5 pieces of the mime outfit, 4 pieces of the zombie outfit, and the stale baguette. We can also get clues, so beginner and easy clues are possible to complete. Beginner, much easier than easy. In the miscellaneous category, we can only get the curve bone, and that's from giant frogs, and the Hespori seed. And finally, something that we've not touched on much is skilling pets. So the beaver, the heron, the rocky, and the tangleroot. So what we're aiming for at the moment is the forestry collection logs, and along that route, we're going to be getting some of the random event collection logs as well. Current goals is to get 45 or 42 farming so that we can boost up and plant a maple tree. First things first, however, we have got to go and get some bush seeds so that we can kind of accelerate our farming up. So let's go and pickpocket some us farmers. There is something on the ground we have finally been waiting to see, a pot of flour from an imp. Really nice. I've been killing them every single time I see them because we need a pot of flour. It's the only way we can get a pot of flour other than the Black Knight. That's kind of like very irritating. If you can see here, we've killed 180 of them, and before that we had only seen 2 of them. So we were about 120 dry of a pot of flour. Missed the level, but that's 40 thieving, which means I can pocket guards, I think. We got some Java berry bush seeds and hope for the best. Whilst thieving, I found this crash tire. It was a tier 7. I'm only level 20 mining, so I called in the miners, and now we're getting our first stardust. 36 farming. We can make 12 berry bushes. That is 37 farming. Unfortunately missed the level, but there is 80 woodcutting, a pretty high level, definitely the highest we've got on this account, which is nice. 40 farming, and that is only 2 levels left before we can boost plant maple trees, which is exactly what we're aiming for here. So huge move. 41 farming on a willow tree, that is 1 more level left. And I believe with this trap, we actually get to 5 hunter, which is just on this trap. Anyway, we've been getting the hunter. And with this cadaver berry bush check, we get... What? Oh my god, what? We got that Hespori seed. What the fuck? I was just going to say, because of the farming level. Oh my god, that is unbelievable.
I'm such a lucky boy.
Yeah, so we got the farming level 42 farming for boosting up with the garden pie, which is why I got all the items in my inventory. Nice, okay. Well, I mean, that's 28 collection log slots, so that's pretty good. Yeah, it's been 3 days since I got the last one, so taking a long time to get to this farming level. But that is quite lucky. Okay, so now we're at the farming level. We're going to make the garden pies because we've got a couple of extra flowers from those imps, which is nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to boost up, use the maple seeds on the empty plant pots, and hopefully be able to plant and sustain a maple tree. So that'd be nice. And as we're preparing to get our maple tree, a genie just appears, and that means with that lamp, which is very, very lucky, into Slayer, that is our first Slayer level, Slayer level 2.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Now, the reason we're doing Slayer, if you remember, is because we've got the Lumbridge Swamp Caves. If we go in here with the Slayer level 10, that means that we'll be able to get the bronze boots from some of the guys in here. So that'll be very, very good for the collection log slot. Righto, let's make this pastry very quickly. Oh, I need the pie cases. Oh, there was a pie dish here. Maybe there's one downstairs. Are the boots? There's not a pie dish here? I could have sworn there was a pie dish here. God, can I not get a pie dish in these? Oh, this is terrible news. I thought I could get a pie dish in these chunks. I thought the Lumbridge kitchen or the Lumbridge thing had one, and it doesn't, which is very frustrating. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research because we've also not been very lucky in terms of random events with the sandwich lady, and she's not given us a pie. You can see here we've not been given a meat pie. If we had a meat pie, we'd be able to have a pie dish.
Disappointed!
This is incredibly disappointing. So I thought at the very least that I'd gotten a meat pie from the sandwich lady random event, but that's not happened. It's a 1 in 7 chance, so it's a pretty good chance I could have got it. The rest of the pies are close to my chunk because you can get pie stuff here and you can get pie stuff in the Cook's Guild. Can't get them outside, so we're just gonna have to continue on trying to get farming levels until we get 45 farming because we can't boost, so that means quite a lot more farming X.
You hate farming, Dad.
Whenever I get a moment, I try and pickpocket some of these master farmers, get jangaberry seeds and all that kind of stuff. But that is 45 thieving. Right, these clue stacks are getting pretty big, so we're going to clear them. These 3 are the Charlie the Tramp steps, and these are completable steps. So let's do the Charlie the Tramp steps and see if we are able to complete them. Can you help me? Iron dagger. Hey, I guessed a item that Charlie could possibly want, but then I was like, ah, fuck it, there's so many of them. So I just brought 1 iron dagger and that worked. Nice. Wizard Tower basement, we could do that one. Underrated method of travel. And there is Cedrador. New clue. The cook in Lumbridge Castle. I mean, we are running around, but I mean, we can complete this. The cook who ruined my dreams of making pie. You go and get the next one. I have to say, I'm so thankful for the Chronicle, because this would be so unpleasant if we had to just run all the way from Draenor, all the way back to Charlie, and then all the way back from Charlie. You know, that'd be hard. Iron ore piece. All right, Charlie, we got your iron piece. Oh, Charlie! Reldo step, which we can't just yet. Right, so this is the next Charlie step. Wait for Charlie boy to come here. Go. Charlie, you fucker. Come on, down you come. Come on. Yeah. A raw herring. I don't think I have a raw herring, so I don't think that's possible for me. First time doing this step near the Champions Guild, so that's pretty good. Immediate casket. Rewarded. Another very handy step. Can't do this one. Anti-pass step. Another very handy step. Cedrador, we can do that one though. And that is the casket. We're going to keep 2 on the floor for now because we need 3 to guarantee the casket. But you can see how much easier it is for us to complete beginner caskets when we're not just stuck in this one square. We've got so much more ability to complete these caskets. It's amazing. So we're going to open those 3 caskets now. You can see here we've completed 29 clues. And we've gotten unreasonably lucky with 4 collection log slots. However, according to the wiki, to complete all the collection log slots, it should take around 500 to 600 caskets. So yeah, we're getting very, very lucky, but the likelihood is we'll not get anything from these ones. But there might be a couple of little upgrades that we can use to get along with our lives. So let's open them now. I don't think that's an upgrade. I don't think that's an upgrade. That's another wizard hat. Lucky, I've been rewarded for my pie sadness. There we go. There's the fox whistle. We just got it to the collection log. I don't usually record them because usually I'm so unlucky with those events that it's kind of pointless to do so. I've just got like hundreds of clips of me not getting the fox event. But there you go. There's another collection log completed. If we go to the forestry tab, you can see here we got the fox whistle, we got the pheasant egg. The only thing we're missing for those kind of events is the petal garland. As soon as the petal garland is done, I am not doing forestry anymore. I've been here for absolutely fucking ages. So we need lots of dryad events, get that done. But yeah, once we've done that, we are out of here. Absolutely not complaining. There is the fox whistle in the tab. Right, that is 29 collection logs unlocked. And only 1 more collection log until we get the next chunk roll. That is 43 farming that just came up there. Well, well, well. My old friend Leo. And that should be random event done. Nice. Oh my god, no. Zombie dance emote. Okay, well, it's good that we've unlocked that, but Christ alive. Okay, so those are the two zombie emotes. If we go to the collections logged, random events, we could have gotten trousers, shirt, boots, and gloves. This is a tough sequence of events. First the pie, now this. Rough. These hunter levels are coming across very fast now. 6 hunter from that Fox random event. And this will be 44 farming. These levels are coming in thin and slow. One more level though. Say it ain't so. Is this a random event that I can do that I might be able to get a collection log slot with? Okay. Is this a clog or is this an emote? With my luck, it's going to be an emote. No, clog. Nice. Fantastic. Oh, you are just Triad event, which is the only one I want. I'm not going to be eligible, am I? I am eligible. Okay, well, let's see if we get anything from this event. So that is the collection log slot we needed. That is the 30th. So the 10th collection log slot just from sticking in these chunks. Amazing news. So you can see here, if we go into the collection logs, the overview, which I love. That is the camo helmet, the fox whistle, and the Hespori seed we've gotten in this chunk. Let's finish this event off and roll a new chunk with the collection logs we've got. Never mind, we don't get the petal garland on that. But we do have 30 collection logs selected. We go on to the random events tab. You can see we have got now all of the camo pieces. So now that Damien will give us, or theoretically should give us, lamps that we can use for Slayer. With that in mind, let's roll a new chunk. As you can see here, it's, well, I'll tell you, it's the 31st of July. And the last one we rolled was the 26th of July. So it's been like 5 days. So these chunks are getting a little further between. That's no worries. We've still got ways of getting these collection log slots unlocked. Let's see what we get on this roll. All of these are pretty good, to be fair, for their own particular reasons, but let's see what we get. And unlock on chunk. Oh, that's the Cook's Guild. You know what's fantastic about this? You know what's absolutely fantastic about this? The Cook's Guild chunk. Great, you know, we've got access to Varrock Bank. We can start a couple of quests. We've got access to a good anvil. There's some, if I click on here, you can see here there's some clue steps. So 2 beginner, 2 easy, 1 hard, 1 master there. So we're able to complete more clue steps. Best thing here, though, is we have been trying to get 45 farming. It's been taking ages, so we can plant a maple tree so we can get more collection logs. And the Cook's Guild sells pies. The reason we can't get the thing is, if you remember, we haven't got a pie dish. So there we go. Pie dish unlocked. Let's go and explore the chunk. Let's place our newest addition into the bank. Here is the border of our chunk. Let's walk through and we can unlock it. Music unlocked. I feel like I'm getting less and less music unlocked on the... let's just get Barbarian Village and Grand Exchange now as well. So this is Gertrude's cat. Can't complete it because obviously we need the lumber mill, which is inside of town. This is the mansion for Romeo and Juliet. Again, we can't really start it because it's way over here, but good to have access to it. A really good anvil because it's right next to the bank. We go down here. I'm pretty sure we're in... Oh, there you go. There's a new track unlocked. We are within range of Kelly grabbing a gold bar, and if I get out the chef's hat from the bank, here is the Chef's Guild. We are 35 cooking, which I think is exactly the level needed for the Chef's Guild, and in we go. Fantastic. And we talk to this guy, Romilly Weeklax. He sells the garden pie and boost up. So we don't even need to make the garden pie anymore. We can just buy the garden pie.
There aren't many things as comforting as a chicken pie.
Garden pie is 24 coins. Right, we have our coins in hand. Let's trade this guy and buy some garden pies. Now that we have the pies unlocked, we can go up to 47 farming. More than enough to get the maple tree. Let's just quickly explore the rest of here. Oh, is this a flour mill? Oh, I can get flour here. Finally. My goodness. Really nice unlock for us, this Cook's Guild, because now we're able to get 3 more collection log slots because of the maple trees. So that would be the log brace, the lumberjack boots, and the clothes pouch blueprint. So as you can see, we have updated our tracker with 0 out of 3 clogs until chunk, so we're aiming for 33 collection logs. Hopefully we can get those with the maple tree, but we're still going to be doing a little bit of forestry. The only thing we're lacking from forestry at the moment is flower garland. So let's eat the pie, boost our farming up, put the maple seed in the pot, and then water them. Then we should be able to grow maple trees. When we're doing forestry, we've got one pile of usable blue scrolls, which are the ones that are like in our chunk, and these are tangential, so these are the ones that are kind of next to the chunk. So if I lose these ones, it's not the end of the world, but it's nice to have. See here, this is a step for the apothecary, which we just unlocked in Barrock. So we've gained 2 completable steps. One would be the apothecary and one would be Gertrude, both of which we had steps for. So we're going to try and complete and include here and thin down our pile. So these are our completable beginner steps. These ones are our Charlie steps. So we're going to start with the completable ones, move on to the Charlie ones. Grand exchange, close, but no cigar. And the second step we've unlocked is the Gertrude steps. Basket here. Nope. Do this one. Ooh, no, but it is close. And there is the casket. I'm going to complete the rest of these and let's see what we've got. Righto. We are going to plant the maple tree. Then we can start on the grind of getting all the maple logs. There is your iron, Charlie boy. That should be the casket there. Righto, just for fun, we're going to open these 2 caskets. We've still got some beginner clues on the floor here, but not enough to guarantee completions. Now, do I already have a staff of air? I mean, that's a pretty good upgrade if I don't. I do. My 3rd staff of air. Good. Black Mace is cool. And then the next casket. Nothing I don't already have. 7 Hunter, all through these Foxy Fox random events. For the clothes pouch blueprint, the log brace, and the lumberjack boots, I need 500 yews, 600 maples, and a bunch of willows, which I already have. So I spent an hour moving all of my clues from Draenor all the way to this yew tree, because this is the closest yew tree I have to a bank. It also lets me keep an eye on the maple tree so it doesn't die. So I'm going to get about 600 yew logs and then 600 to 800 maple logs. And then we should be able to get the items we need. Oh boy, here we are. So the maple tree is done. We do get level from this. So we can now plant maple trees without boosting. I would say one thing to note is that these 2 yew trees, which I'm using to cut down the yews, are great because I can spawn forestry events by myself, which is really nice. However, the maple tree, which is grown on a farming spot, isn't able to spawn forestry events, as far as I'm aware. As if the sandwich lady is coming to me now, after we've unlocked the chunk, to buy the pies, to give me a pie, and I had to then get 3 extra levels. She's unbelievably cruel.
Yeah, I just want to say that you are a horrible, horrible person.
If you are wondering, which you may or may not be, you can get birds' nests from trees you grew yourself. So there you go. Mystery solved. I finally got a mime show event, which I very rarely get. Oh, and I have finally got all the logs required. So that is 300 willows, 700 maples, and 500 yews. That didn't even take too long, just about a day. Now let's buy the 3 items that we've been saving up for. So that is the log brace for 3,000 anima bark, 300 maples, and 300 yews. Collection log slot there. Let's buy the clothes pouch blueprint, which is 10,000 anima bark, 300 willows, and 300 maples. There is the collection log slot there. And finally, let's buy the lumberjack boots, which requires 100 maples, 200 yews, 1,000 anima. Purchase. And those are the 3 collection logs that we're working for. 33 required.
They're coming hard, and they're coming fast.
Tracker has been updated, and all that time we used to get the farming XP has been incredibly fruitful. I'm really, really happy. And it just goes to show there's always something you can do to make progress to get some of these collection logs unlocked. Which means there's only one thing left to unlock from forestry, and it's not even viable to buy, which is the petal garland. If we're able to unlock a magic tree, we can get the lumberjack hat and the lumberjack legs. A magic tree is within sight, so there's one here, not too far away. But as of now, let's roll a new chunk, shall we? So I don't usually talk about what chunks I want to get because I feel like speaking into the universe is a curse. But essentially, there are 2 or 3 chunks here that I think are really interesting. Top of the list would be chunk number 5, Barbarian Village. So our aim here is to get as many collection log slots as possible. In Barbarian Village, there's the Stronghold of Security. In there are 4 collection log slots, pretty easy to get. That's the Scepter top, the Scepter bottom, the right skull half, and the left skull half. Which means that if we get this chunk, all we have to do is grind out a pretty easy grind, and we can get a new chunk. That's great news. Second on the list is Draenor Village North. The reason being is because, again, collection log slot. If we can get access to the agility course, that means we can get a Mark of Grace, and that's 1 collection log. It also means that we can train our agility up, so we can do a bunch of other things as well, including cross this, which means that we can get access to Draenor Mana. And thirdly, the one that I'm interested in the most is Varrock. A bunch of things to do in here, including getting player levels, there's a magic shop, there's a bunch of things. However, because we've got West Varrock, if we get the experience to use it, you can do the agility course in Varrock, which I think requires 30 agility if I'm not mistaken. Righto, without further ado, let's roll a chunk. Oh, Barbarian Village. That's exactly what I was talking about. Oh my god. I'm glad I spoke it into existence so that we could see it. There you go. There is Barb Village. So let's go and visit our new chunk. I thought it'd be really fun if we actually took the canoe up there, because there is a canoe port in our new chunk. So we can take the boat the whole way. I'm going to the right one. Barbarian Village. There we go.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
And we have arrived. No music, and we are in the red, obviously. Let's turn this in green. Available as next rolls. And let's go do a bit of exploring. So with this, we've unlocked some good fishing spots. We've unlocked the ladder, which gets into Hunding's area, which is a beginner clue step, I'm pretty sure. We've unlocked a helmet shop, which is pretty neat. And she sells an Addy full helm, which is great. A pottery oven, so we can do some crafting, so that's really nice. So looking up on these tables, you can see these barbarians. The level 10 barbarians drop a ring mold, and the level 17 barbarians drop a necklace mold. But the creme de la creme of this area is the entrance to the Stronghold of Security. Here, Dogs of War unlocked. We can now go into the Stronghold of Security and start trying to get those. And I'm pretty sure this door is locked, and I don't think I can get in this side. I would need to get the key from the Edgefield dungeon. Not able to go there just yet, but we are close. Cool, I've edited the tracker, so now we've got that updated, and we are looking for 3 more collection log slots, likely all coming from the Stronghold of Security. Fantastic. This person has a rainbow cape, shirt, jumper, flower crown, and scarf. I guess I'll take all of them if you don't mind. Oh, wow. Look at that. Quite cool looking. Jumper, flower crown, scarf. How bonny. As you can see here in our pile of quote-unquote trash beginner clues, we have a set that we just unlocked, because that is Talk to Hunding in Barbarian Village. Thought we'd see if we can complete those Charlie steps to cut down the number of beginner clues we've got. That is the task it completed. Right, so we've got a melee grind coming up. The best thing to do is always get the best gear available to the best gear available to us in all these chunks for melee is actually dropped from this one lesser demon here. So we've got about 1500 cards of mind runes here. The lesser demon drops Rune Med Helm, the Mithril Chain Body, and the Mithril Square Shield, all a rate of 1 in 1/8. And now with the elemental weaknesses, the lesser demon has a -10 magic defense and a 40% water weakness. So we're going to be casting Water Strike on this guy and telegrabbing those 3 items. The rest of the items I don't really care about. We'll see how lucky we can get and whether or not this is enough casts, which in all likelihood it will not be. But we can always give it a go. Alright, I'm obviously not going to show you all the kills, so this is just the first kill, and I'll show you if anything happens. Cool down. 45 magic. He is absolutely mocking me. I shouldn't have said anything about a stupid pie.
You mocking me?
That is one of the items, the Myth Square Shield. Grab that. Okay, you can see here we got 107 lesser demon kills. We're about 1,700 casts. Pretty good. We were able to get one of the 3 items twice. More than I expected, to be honest. Also, we couldn't get the Rune Med Helm and the Myth Chain. This is our current best melee gear. I thought we were going to start with the Minotaur, who drops the right skull half at a rate of 1 in 33. But they drop a load of arrows, and they're really good for beginner and easy clues as well. So the best thing about all 4 pieces of the skull... Well, I was going to say that if you get all the pieces, then you can get the Skull Scepter, and then you can teleport to the Stronghold of Security, which is another teleport. So you've got the Chronicle, then the teleport. But, okay, well, we got this right skull half, so that's really nice. I'm going to continue killing these until I get to like 33, because I think it's going to be worth it just to see if we can get some iron arrows and stuff. But this is going to be our beginner clue method, I think, moving forwards. I think the next creature we technically have to kill is the Flesh Crawl. They leveled below. Okay, that is the right skull half completed. Let's go down to deal with the flesh crawlers. Right, so these are the flesh crawlers. These should drop the bottom of the scepter. And that's literally our 4th or 5th kill. 6th kill. These are pretty frequent. Again, I'm going to kill a few more. Just if you feel something. See if I can get a couple of iron drops or whatever. So the next one is technically the Cateblipon, which is like this, that thing. Apparently it's quite hard to kill with melee, and you should say spot it with ranged or magic. And because I've obviously got my melee gear on, I think we're going to skip these for the moment and go down to Ankus. Ankus have hands. I'm going to have to safe spot these ones as well. So it looks like I'm taking a little bit too much damage from these Ankus. I can't kill them. I can't do any damage to them. I can't safe spot them. So we're going to try and get our range level up. It's only 8 at the moment, which is probably half the problem. So we're going to go train onto Minotaurs. Hopefully able to get our range level up. We just hit 20 range, which means up to the Willow Shortbow then. That is 30 range, which means we can now use the Maple Shortbow. I think it's about time we test our luck on the Cateblipons. Okay, 1 kill took over 2.5 minutes. Well, I wasn't expecting that, I must admit. That is kill 7, and it's taking me half an hour to kill 7 of them. That is the top of the scepter completed. So all we have to get is the bottom of the scepter, which is from the Ankus. They are safe spotable as well, just a little bit harder. But that is 3 of the collection log slots that we needed. If we go here, we can see on the overview, right skull half, bottom of scepter, top of scepter, and then we just need the left skull half from the Ankus, and we are good to go. But that is another chunk unlocked. So let's, whilst we're here, go and roll a new chunk. Absolutely incredible. This is exactly why I wanted Barbarian Village. It's such a good area for us because it gives us 4 collection log slots, which is 1.33 recurring, chunks that we can get. So that's really nice. But here are our 10 available chunks to us. So let's roll the chunk picker. Okay. What do we get? Varrock. There you go. That's a huge number of things that we can do in Varrock. Go there. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So let's go do some exploring, shall we? All right, let's unlock Varrock finally. What a great chunk to unlock, honestly. This is now available to us. This whole chunk is available to us. So huge amount of good shops here. So we get the weapon shop down here and the armor shop up there. So we should be able to get some upgrades to our weapon. So Addy Longsword, also pretty good. Got Myth Scimitar at the moment. With this pub, we can then advance Rune Mysteries. We might even be able to complete it. I need to double check. 2 really good shops around here, which is something that we really wanted to get access to. So the way we were getting our arrows previously was we were killing Minotaurs and hoping for maze random events. Now we've got an arrow shop below. So this is now like an infinite supply of really good arrows. That's fabulous news. And the other incredible shop we get to is the magic shop. So again, the way we were getting mine runes is we were drop trading the mage tutor, but now we can just get an infinite number of air runes, or mine runes, as much as we want. We also now have, in terms of collection log slots, we have this rough wall we can climb up for agility XP. However, we would need 30 agility, and we're only 7. So not great at the moment. Well, here's Horvik. Fantastic shop. So our best plate body is a steel plate body. Now we can upgrade to a mithril plate body. We also can get studded body and studded chaps, which is a good ranged upgrade. Okay. As you can see here, +6 ranged. And this is just defensive bonuses. One of the greatest things here, though, is... Ooh, have space to get in here? Yeah, we do. Is down here, we have the museum quiz. And that'll give us Hunter and Slayer XP, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, look, there's a music track. Oh, we can get the collection log. Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't need it technically because it's built into the account now, but it's really nice to have. Okay, let's do the Orlando Smith mini quest. We then talk to Orlando again. Yeah, there you go. 1,000 Slayer and 1,000 Hunter. 10 Slayer. That's huge news for us. That's exactly the level we're aiming for. We wanted to kill cave crawlers. There you go. Because cave crawlers drop bronze boots. So now we can go and get another collection log. 12 Hunter, and previously we were 6 Hunter, so that's really good. So indirectly getting a collection log slot through Varrock here. Rightio, I've reset the tracker, and we're going to go and see if we can complete another couple of beginner clues. A new beginner step unlocked. Let's complete this. A back-to-back step. Nice, casket. Okay, we were able to complete 3 beginner caskets within our chunks, which is now getting, pretty big actually. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's see what we can get. So let's quickly have a look here. So collection logs, clues, beginner. So 34 opened, 4 out of 16, which is honestly very, very lucky. Okay. You mind, Romeo? And last one. Thought I would quickly slam out 5 levels in fletching. So that is 5 levels in fletching to 65 fletching. So I can make a U short bow for when I get 40 range. That'll be my best range weapon to go and get a hello Giles. The ring. You. Cheers, boss. Until we can get a magic tree and then I can make a magic bow. But I think that requires like 85 fletching or something. Okay, I found a pretty decent safe spot down here. This is in the Stronghold of Security, and I'm going to try and kill these Anku. We've got an aggression time that's going to wear out, that's going to help us a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be our main goal here. A 1 in 33 drop for the skull left half, I think? Yes, skull left half. And that on the floor is the left skull half from the Ankus. That took about 35 kills, so a little bit over drop rate, but really not that much. So that was pretty easy, to be honest, which is great. So all collection log slots have been obtained from the Stronghold of Security. Great news. So neatly all of the last 4 collection log items have been the Stronghold of Security items, so the skull halves and the scepter pieces. So let's put these together. Then we use these together, and we now have the skull scepter. Is great news, and it looks pretty badass. Oh. But the really good thing about the skull scepter is that it teleports. If we click invoke, it teleports us right to the center of our new chunk, which is not even the center, but the edge of our new chunk, which is great news because it's, well, essentially now we have 3 teleports, right? It's a home teleport here, it's the Chronicle teleport here, and the skull scepter teleport here. At least it gets us around the map a lot easier. So the bronze boots are obtained for the cave crawlers. We got 10 Slayer because we got that experience from the new Varrock chunk. So it's all coming up swimmingly. So go down here and start slaying cave crawlers. It's a 1 in 128 drop, so a little bit longer than the skull scepter is going to take. But 1 in 128 drop is not too. Right, so we've got 2 candles in our inventory. If you can see here, actually, something really interesting. You can put more candles in your inventory and it'll increase the brightness of the cave. So if I extinguish both, not recommended. Go down to black. Here we go. Quite light now. That's nice. That's why I bring 2. I think the way to get across here is you just run. Incorrect. Off my bonds, man.
You get your fucking hands off me.
I know my candle's gonna blow up at me. Maybe if I go this way. Ow. All right. There you go. You can see the ow. Another great thing in this cave is this stepping stone. As far as I'm aware, stepping stone doesn't have an agility requirement. Yeah, it just requires agility level 1. And then on success, it gives you 3 XP. On a failure, it gives you 1 XP. So this is actually the way that we're going to... Yeah, there's 1 XP. So if we want to train our agility level, or we can get the Varrock thing. So we want to train our agility up to 30. So we're at 7. We want to go up to 30. We're going to have to stay here, get our agility up all the way to 30, just doing this. So, yeah, not the easiest method, but doable. So there is a neat little safe spot here, right in the north of the map. Mark it up. So we don't get attacked, because these guys poison, so that will be a bit bad. But these are so much easier to kill than the Ankus, my god. Mysterious old man. Ah, a mime show, fantastic. I would love to do a mime show. My god! It's unbelievable. Okay, how many emotes have I unlocked? Oh my god, I got to unlock 2 more. Before I can get... actually so painful. I feel like at some point I'm going to get some sort of horrific 25,000 no pet mole grind or something like that, because this was literally 4 kills in, got the bronze boots. Well, that was pretty easy. I thought whilst I was down here, to kind of counteract the good karma I'm getting, I thought I'd get some agility XP from the stepping stone. It's the only way we can get agility XP in our chunks, and we need to get 30 agility so that we can use the Varrock agility course and get that mark of grace. So yeah, as you can see, it's just over 600 XP an hour. Awful, awful, awful. 9 agility, and that is 10 agility, 11 agility, 12, 13 agility. Curiously clicking, but that is 14 agility. I missed it again, but that is 15 agility. These levels are definitely happening. That is a genie random event come and gone, so let's rub the lamp and put it on Slayer. I'm so tempted to put it on agility. These levels are so slow. They are so slow. But that is 11 Slayer, of course. 16 agility, 17. That is 18 agility. That has taken me like 4 hours to get, by the way. 19 agility. I missed it again, but that is 20 agility. And I've just remembered, we've been doing this for several hours now, that before I started this, I had a bunch of clues on the floor from forestry, and they have definitely despawned, which is a bit frustrating. They were mostly Reldo steps, so we couldn't really do them anyway, but yeah. A little bit frustrating on that one. That is 21 agility. As you can see from the XP tracker, agility level is going to take about an hour now. So we're looking at least a 10-hour grind, and it's already been like a 6-hour grind. So yeah, this is rough. Sometimes I kill a big frog just to feel something. This grind is so miserable that I'm going for the long shot of getting one of those curved bones. 22 agility, 23 agility. Ooh, 750 total level, that's nice. Okay, so just in case you're wondering what those total levels are, there you go. 24 agility, 25 agility, 26 agility, 27 agility, my god. 3 more, 28 agility. Oy, oy, I've literally not stepped above the caves in like 20 hours. Definitely one of the worst grinds I've ever done. And we're getting really unlucky with random events as well. So the last few random events has been Sandwich Lady, Quizmaster, Sergeant Damien, Quizmaster, Drunken Dwarf, Drunken Dwarf. Yeah, we're just not getting any closer to that as a goal. But we are moving forwards. But unfortunately, it's inversely proportional to my will to live. Right, well, we just got a mystery box just before we hit level 29. I didn't know they gave lamps. That's good. They just give random shit. But 12 Slayer is important. 29 agility, 1 more level. Although this level is going to take me over an hour to do, like an hour and a half. Well, this has been a long and arduous journey. Arguably the worst grind I've ever done in all of RuneScape, but at least it was only to 30 rather than, you know, let's say this went to 50. Could you imagine? That'd be terrible. But we are nearly there. And do we make the last jump of our final grind in this swamp-ass cave where I've spent 22 hours trying to get agility from 7 to 30. I've lost, I think it was 17 clues. I nearly died. I went down to 1 hit point. It's been a tumultuous grind, but there we are. 30 agility. We can now use the Varrock course and a bunch of other shit, but we don't really care about. The Varrock course is the most important thing. Oh, it's a rough time. It's a rough time. Right, we put the bronze boots away. That's the collection log slot tab. Then let's go and try and get a mark of grace. So this is the start of the course. You have to have both chunks unlocked, West Varrock and Central Varrock, because the course spans from Central Varrock all the way over to West Varrock and then back into Central Varrock as the course. So without both pieces, you can't unlock the Mark of Grace. So let's do our inaugural run. Level 30, no boost. It would have taken me literally like 45 minutes to get that much XP. So let's continue until we can get a Mark of Grace. Oh, there is the collection log slot for the Mark of Grace just as we finish this. So I imagine means that we are somewhere. Find it. We'll find it. Oh, there it is. Mark of Grace. This is our 39th collection log slot, our 3rd out of 3rd for the chunk. That means we get to roll the chunk again. So all that effort to get to 30 agility was absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. You know what? Let's get to 31. Let's just get to 31 agility. And that is 31 agility. So now we can use the Draenor Mana Stones near the Champions Guild. So that is these ones here. So that's really nice. So we can actually get into the Sour Hog Cave. All right, let's finish this lap off and then go roll a new chunk. Alrighty then. I'm just double checking that these are all the chunks that we can roll. I'm pretty sure this is the most chunks we've ever been able to roll. So that's nice. The last time we rolled a chunk was 5 days ago. So that agility grind was 22 hours over 5 days. Yeah, pretty rough. But let's roll a new chunk. Enormous. Thank you very much for watching. We'll explore this chunk next time.
Saying goodbye, going away, seems like goodbye, such a hard thing to say.